Hola amigos, I'm Rodolfo Ramos, Bradesco BPI's Mexico strategist, and welcome to This Was What in Mexico, our bi-weekly video product to bring you our latest views. So this week we have been here in Mexico City visiting government officials, central bank authorities, political consultants, legal experts to really get the local flavor of what's going on in Mexico, and we'll hope to relay some of that to you today. But for this occasion, we chose a very special shooting location. We are here actually in front of Mexico's Supreme Court Justice, weeks after the very controversial judicial election. So I hope that you enjoy this beautiful background behind me, and we'll jump right into our content here. Two topics today, just to spend a little bit more time on them. First, the U.S.-Mexico bilateral relationship and our latest thinking and thoughts there. Second, we're going to be covering our views on the judicial election and what has changed since, knowing now the outcome of the election and our latest thinking there, what implications we can see for investors. So kicking off here with our first topic of discussion on the U.S.-Mexico bilateral relationship, we remain optimistic. I mean, it was disappointing nonetheless to see that Donald Trump and Claudia Sheinbaum were not able to have that highly anticipated face-to-face meeting, but we did see them having a telephonic conversation, and the outcome, the feedback out of that conversation was positive, as it has been every time they get on the phone. So we continue to see a very strong rapport between our two leaders, and I do believe that this is going to help bring these negotiations forward on many fronts. Claudia Sheinbaum has continued to show magnificent restraint in reacting to some of the things that have been happening in the U.S. and of course on the narrative from the U.S. administration, whether it's the head of Homeland Security or these deportations in Los Angeles, this protest. We have seen a lot of restraint, and they continue to favor diplomacy and dialogue above all else. We continue to see, of course, progress on some of the critical items on the bilateral agenda, whether it's security, whether it's trade, immigration, etc. So we do remain optimistic on this front. Right now, of course, all of the focus is on these tariff negotiations, and for us being able to kick off or be exempt of these 50% tariffs on steel and aluminum. We do believe that the team led by Marcelo Ebrard are really doing their best to bring these negotiations home, and we do believe that the U.S. is coming to terms that Mexico plays an integral part of the regional economy in North America. So the next hurdle, of course, is going to be, besides removing these tariffs, the USMCA review, which could happen in this second half of this year, and we continue to see willingness from both sides to bring these negotiations forward. We do expect more progress to be made after this anticipated face-to-face meeting happens, and we're certainly looking forward to that taking place. But this is something that, of course, is going to help the mood towards Mexican assets once this huge overhang is cleared. Now, moving on to our second point of discussion here on the judicial election, we continue, after seeing the results, we continue to have a neutral view of this new judicial order. What we saw was that all of the members that reached the Supreme Court or the disciplinary court have strong legal backgrounds. So this was a huge concern going into this election, and we still have to see how they're going to be ruling in certain cases. We do expect more news on this front in 6 to 8 months from today. So of course we're going to be monitoring that very closely, but we do believe that there is much greater public scrutiny into how many of these judges are going to be ruling. There's also something that is very important to remember, that the 10th article of the judicial law stipulates that the jurisprudence and the previous legal criteria has to be observed going forward. So we do believe that this very important legal concept should make this transition much smoother. You also have half of the court still when you look at the smaller magistrates and circuit courts, you also have half of old judges working with the new judges that have arrived. So this also should smooth out this transition. Perhaps one of the areas that we are a little bit cautious is as to how this new court is going to interpret, this mandate to further the rights of rural and indigenous communities. And this is where we might see some frictions between extractive industries and industries that rely on securing rights of way, whether it's to deliver a gas pipeline or a toll road. So these are two sectors that could perhaps see more challenging times ahead in securing this support from local communities, and of course the Supreme Court enforcing and giving those stronger rights to these constituencies. So this is something also that we are going to be closely monitoring, but we do believe that it is very difficult for us to have a very concrete view on what this will mean for investments in the long term, and we continue to have this much more neutral view on what the impact will be on investments. So we will of course be keeping you up to date with all of that that help us shape that view and that opinion. But until then, have a great day, everyone, and reach out to us if you have any other questions or concerns. Take care, amigos. Have a good one. Ciao, ciao.